We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you on exactly? If you are,
Greetings viewers and subscribers. Now, let me address something. There are some persons, they will come on and they comment under the video. Them say what is on their mind. And when I respond, them vex. And them talk about I am being egotistic and all these things. From day one on YouTube, it's the same Popeye. Success will never ever get to my head. I am not stopping anyone from commenting on my videos, because if that was the case, I would simply delete your comment. Just remember that I have a right to respond, and when I do respond, if you want vex and open your feelings, that are for your business. If I know you know say, Popeye can be feisty at times, you're late. Got it? In the news today, most of the news I carry is to raise public awareness so that persons can be vigilant, be aware, be on the alert. We are learning that Tuesday night, March 4, about 7:30, two females, one in her early 20s and the other one in her late teens. They were walking along Jamaica Boulevard in the vicinity of the old hospital compound in Montego Bay, in the parish of St. James, when a hoodlum who was armed with a knife held them up. The hoodlum, he then forced them to walk along the one-man beach, then to Walter Fletcher Beach. He then ordered one of the females to tie up the other one with her shoelace. He then forcefully had intercourse with one of the females against her will. He then robbed them of their cell phones and cash of over 10,000 Jamaican dollars. The hoodlum, he then made good his escape. Boy, may I tell you, This one, it took place Friday night, March 7, about 9:30. It took place at Granville in the parish of St. James. We are learning that a team of police officers, they were on mobile patrol in the area. On reaching the intersection of Chambers Drive and Granville Drive, a guy was seen standing with a black Tamil Hilfiger one-strap bag around his neck. He was accosted and searched by the police. The bag around his neck was searched, and bingo, one black and chrome 9mm pistol with the serial number intact, affixed with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds, were found inside the bag. The guy, whose name is Jamar Murray, he is 21 years old and he's living at KlLLED in the Granville area. He was arrested and charged, so he'll be going to the courts shortly. Officers, job well done. This one, it took place Friday night, March 8, about 11:30. It took place along the Martha Bray Main Road in the parish of Trelawny. Our information is that a guy in his early 30s, he's called O'Brien. He was walking along the roadway. On reaching the entrance to his yard, he was approached by three hoodlums. One of them was armed with a gun. He pointed the gun at O'Brien and opened gunfire, hitting him in his chest. O'Brien, he managed to run out of the yard onto the main road and made good his escape from the hoodlums. The hoodlums, they also made good their escape. O'Brien, he was assisted to hospital where he was treated and admitted. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 2 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. This next report, it is sketchy and I'm going to be updating it in a subsequent video. What we are learning so far is that female on your screen, her name is Brittany McKenzie. She was a 25-year-old customer service rep living at Rosemount in the parish of St. James. Information is that Brittany, she was flung from a white 2013 BMW motor car through the sunroof. The car, it was involved in a crash and flipped several times along the Lilliput main road in St. James early this morning. Sunday, March 9, about 4:30. Brittany, she died on the spot and other passengers were also injured. Like I said, in a subsequent video, I'm going to be updating this report. Stand by for that. In this next report, that man on your screen, his name is Mr. Wilfred Samuels, but he was popularly known as Pizza Boy. On May 2 coming up, Pizza Boy, he will be celebrating his 85th birthday. Back in the day, we are told that Pizza Boy, he was a shoemaker. He lived alone in a 4-apartment board and concrete house at Glennesley in the content area of Westmoreland. We are learning that this morning, Sunday, March 9, about 10 o'clock, fire was seen coming from Pizza Boy house. The fire, it quickly spread and engulfed the whole house. A unit from the Savanna-la-Mar Fire Department responded, but they were only able to do cooling down operations because by the time they reached, the entire board section and all its contents were destroyed by fire. Checks were made and the charred remains of 84-year-old Mr. Wilfred Samuels, popularly known as Pizza Boy, were found in the house. Sad indeed. In this next report, now, on Monday, I carried a report. It was about the killing of that guy on your screen. His name is Lance Beamer and he was 36 years old. Lance is originally from the parish of Hanover, but he was living at Geneva district in the Grangeville area of Westmoreland. Reports are that last week, Sunday night, March 2, about 10 o'clock, Lance, he was involved in an argument with a guy named Greg Orlando Nembhard. Greg is a 33-year-old mason living at Ghetto Geneva in Grangeville. The argument, it became physical when Greg, he used a knife to inflict several wounds to Lance's upper body. Lance, he fell to the ground and Greg, he made good his escape on foot in the area. The police, they were called and they rushed with Lance to the Savanna-la-Mar Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD on arrival. On Monday, March 3, Greg, he was apprehended by the police and he has since been charged for killing Lance. So he'll be going to the courts shortly. The mayhem. On Friday, I told you about a murder. There is the man who was killed on your screen. His name is Charlton McDonald. He was a 35-year-old construction worker from Carlet's Road in the Spanish Town area of St. Catherine. What we are learning is that Charlton, he has been in the Spot Valley area of St. James for about the past 3 years. He was working on a large construction site in the area. We are learning that sometime last year, Charlton, he was involved in a conflict with a guy in the area. It is said that the guy, he walked up behind Charlton and inflicted some serious stab wounds to him. The police, they were called and while they were carrying Charlton to hospital, the police service vehicle, it turned over. No one died as a result of that accident, but Charlton and the police officers, they were injured. Thursday night, March 6, about 10:15. Charlton, he was at a bar in the area. It is said that Charlton, he left the bar to go home and as he went around a corner, a short distance away from the bar, he was ambushed. Pure gunshots. He was later found lying along the roadway with gunshot wounds above his right eye, his abdomen and both legs. The police, they were called and they rushed with him to the Falmouth Hospital where he died whilst he was being treated. The mayhem. This one, it took place Friday afternoon, March 7, about 12:30. It took place along the main road at Hague Settlement in the parish of Trelawny. Now, this is what we are learning. A man who is of unsound mind, His name is Dorando Brown. He is 34 years old and he is living at Hague Settlement. Dorando, he was in his mother's yard near to the main road when a 48-year-old electrician named Kernel was coming out of a taxi. Dorando, who was armed with a scissors, he attacked Kernel for no good reason and stabbed him in his upper body with the scissors. A 57-year-old man named Leroy McIntosh, he was walking along the roadway and Dorando, he attacked and stabbed up Leroy. He received stab wounds to his chest. Dorando, he then went further along the road where he saw a 47-year-old man named Kazmin. Kazmin was standing in his yard looking out. Dorando, he attacked and stabbed up Kazmin several times to his upper body. Dorando, him never done yet. He went back to where he had stabbed Mr. Leroy McIntosh and he saw that a 40-year-old man named Nembhard was assisting Mr. McIntosh to put him in a vehicle. Dorando, he attacked Nembhard and stabbed him up several times to his upper body. Dorando, he was then mobbed and beaten by residents of the area. All the injured persons, to include Dorando, they were rushed to the Falmouth Hospital where Mr. Leroy McIntosh, he was pronounced DEAD on arrival. The others, they were treated and admitted. Dorando, he was admitted under police guard. Why may I tell you? In this report, that guy on your screen, his name is Gayan Martin, but he was popularly known as Redhead or Tulloch. He was 38 years old and he lived at Sunset Avenue in the Truro area of Westmoreland. Word on the street is that Redhead, he was involved in a shooting incident in the Truro area last year and him took himself and left the area. He recently returned and last night, Saturday, March 8th, about 11 o'clock, Redhead, he was walking along the number 1 road in Truro when a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up beside him. Hoodlums jumped out of the Axio with guns in hands and they opened gunfire at Redhead. He received gunshot wounds to his face and his abdomen and he fell to the ground. The hoodlums, they then boarded the Axio and made good their escape out of the community. Redhead, he died on the spot. The police, they were called and when they processed this crime scene, 7 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. Over in St. James, this one took place early yesterday morning, Saturday, March 8th, about 4:30. It took place at Hampton District in the parish of St. James. Now, this is what we are learning. A party was being held in the area at Dreadeye HQ. That guy on your screen, and that's the best photo I could get of him. His name is Aswaine Thompson, but he was popularly known as Swaine. Swaine was 36 years old and he lived in the area. Swaine was at the party with some friends. Now, one of Swaine's friends was a guy named Rayon Bernard, but he's popularly known as Blesseye. Blesseye is 36 years old and he's living in the retirement gutters area of St. James. It is said that Swaine, Blesseye and their friends, they were drunk. They went outside and were about to go home. Blesseye, he went into his car, pulled an illegal gun and he decided to do a gun salute. He squeezed off about 10 bullets in the air, but guess what? Guess what? His friend Swaine fell to the ground. It was then realized that one of the bullets caught Swaine in his forehead. His friends rushed with him to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he died whilst he was being treated. We are told that the police were called and when they processed this crime scene, 8 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. We are learning that Rayon Bernard, also known as Blesseye, he was picked up by the police without the illegal gun, of course. So Blesseye, he is in jail and he will most likely be charged for the murder of his friend Swaine. The mayhem. In this next report, we are learning that a guy, his name is Victor Graham. Victor was 39 years old and he lived at Bogill in the Montego Bay area of St. James. On Friday night, March 7, about 7:30, Victor, he went to a shop close to where he lived to buy something. Shortly after he left that shop, gunshots were heard being fired, but no one bothered to call the police because gunshots are every night thing. Yesterday afternoon, Saturday, March 8, almost 2:30, Victor's lifeless body was seen lying on the ground under a staircase behind a unfinished 2-floor concrete house in a pool of blood. The police, they were called, and when they inspected Victor, he had received gunshot wounds to the right side of his chest. He died the previous night. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. In the final report for today, this one took place last night, Saturday, March 8, about 11:30. It took place at Copperwood District in the parish of St. James. Our information is that residents of the area, they heard gunshots being fired. When the smoke was clear, the residents, they went and they made checks. A guy named Lincoln Anthony McKay, but he was popularly known as David or Busshead. He was 33 years old and he lived at Copperwood District. Busshead, he was found lying face down along the roadway in a pool of blood. The police, they were called, and when they inspected Busshead, he had received gunshot wounds to the right side of his head. He died on the spot. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 2 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. Just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Good boy them block out can't take, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when we turn. Country and town, man a pay blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder. Cut it out, tell them no gonna further. Man a dead like cancer and bird, yeah. Who no listen them a word, yeah. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a